All right, good afternoon, folks. It's Saturday. Let's do a quick power hour here, huh? Let me just post this on a couple of groups. Just make sure I got it. Excuse me. Afternoon, fellas. Whoever's on there. Let's see. Let's make some calls. I'll call Tom first.
Yo.
Tom, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, how are you, brother?
Doing all right, man. Just woke up. Doing a quick Saturday power hour. You're on live, by the way, just FYI.
Sweet.
Cool. Oh, dude, I know it's 2 o'clock over there already, probably. I'll share the two properties in Palm Coast. The pictures are already on. One of them is already on our property photos drive. I don't know if you've seen that. That's the one with the 7 on in the address.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I was like, what is this? And then I saw that the contract had been signed, but there was no Slack channel or anything, so I wasn't sure if we were holding off or what the deal was.
Yeah, I apologize. I'll create the channels today, but if you want to just start on it for Investor Lift, I just shared with you my my synopsis on both of them. It's pretty much what it says on Zillow for both when it was on the market. Okay. So that's that. So 7, and then I'm gonna forward to you. Robert got the other pictures from Realtor.com for the other one, the 101 address. So I'll send that over to you because he already put it on Dropbox, so you can just copy and paste it or whatever.
Dude, I never had luck with that. I'll just copy and paste it. You don't need to send it.
Okay, then do it on Realtor.com, not Zillow. The one on Zillow is the old pictures.
Okay, can you just text me which one?
Actually, I'll put it on the doc that has all the synopsis. I'll include the link there for the pictures.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. Other than that, that's it. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. That was another thing with the Harder Heights deal. It was awesome. Bro, we have so many deals right now. If I can get one off my plate, but focus on something else, like that's the way to go.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, cool. How was your thing yesterday, Bar?
And I was supposed to be out there again today.
What is it again?
It's the 50-unit apartment complex.
Oh, that's right. How was that?
It was good, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that since you're on live. That would be nice.
Yeah, so we're in renegotiations right now. It's rougher than what any of us thought. Dude, the property manager like spilled the beans, dude, and he has done a horrible job managing the property.
Okay.
So the buyer, I was literally driving out there. It's like an hour away from my house. So I was literally on my way. The buyer called me. He's like, "Hey, don't come out because we were supposed to be there all day today." He's like, "Don't come out. I think we've seen enough. We need to renegotiate, and I don't want to spend any more time or any more capital on this place unless the sellers are renegotiating." So, been working with him and Austin like basically all morning, trying to get I literally just got the offer right as you called me. That we're gonna go back to them with.
What's the offer?
We're under contract for 2.3. He wants to get it down to 1.8. So hopefully,
this is the second one, right? This is not the first one.
What do you mean?
Oh no, this is the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just hope hope nobody on live takes offense to this, but the sellers were Indian, and Asian people are with negotiating, like they're fucking tough.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this doesn't blow up the deal. I'm hoping that we can come to some sort of agreement, but we'll see.
Nice. Okay. All right. Cool, man. We'll do that. Other than that, I don't think there's any other deals that we need to discuss right now. I've been working the other Florida deal, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, cool.
These two are in Palm Beach, they're turnkey, right? They're both on the market. Yeah, those dope ass bougie houses, huh?
Yep. Okay, cool, man.
I'll get them posted today and then blast them out on Monday.
Okay, cool. And then I'll do my underwriting on it over the weekend. So, but I'll tell you how much to put it up on Investor Lift for now, and then if those numbers change, I'll slack you about it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, man. Bye.
Later, bye.
All right, for you folks that are out there, you guys know Tom is my dispo guy. He's my business partner, and he does all the dispo deals. So let's see here. All right, let's call. Let's call Ed.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Hello.
Hey, Roger. Good afternoon. It's Caesar. How are you? I said, how are you? It's Caesar.
Good.
Man, you're a busy man to get a hold of. I know. Hey, I tried calling you because I had my gal going over there to take pictures of the house, but you didn't answer, so I didn't want her to drive because she's one hour away from you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be available tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
What, are you there all day tomorrow? Is 11 o'clock work for you, or what's a good time for you?
11 o'clock's fine.
Okay, so I'll confirm it at 11 o'clock. If the time changes, I'll just shoot you a text and then you let me know. But for the most part, you're there all day, right?
Yep.
All right, my guy. Thank you for picking up the phone. I'll go ahead and let her know tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We should be good. Other than, oh, one last question. Does your house have a finished basement?
No.
No finished basement, right?
Crawl space.
Crawl space. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to do a gut check.
Yep.
Okay, so crawl space. All right. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it, man. Okay, bye.
Sure.
Yes.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey man, how are you?
Doing good, bro. How are you?
Doing good.
Hey, we're on for tomorrow for Roger.
Great.
Yeah, yep. Let Tiffany know. So 11 o'clock should be good tomorrow.
Sweet. I'll let her know.
Cool. He's pretty much there all day tomorrow, but if she can do 11 o'clock, then that's good because that's what I told him.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'll confirm shortly.
Okay, cool, man. All right, let's get this thing done.
All right.
Cool. Oh, how's your how'd it go with your?
I hit him up. No word yet. I'll bump him today and see if he'll.
Yeah.
I'll let him know to change his schedule and see if he'll roll.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if he can make it tomorrow, great. If not, then obviously we have, with with the pictures, we'll be able to get a better idea on what our price should be.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope it didn't scare him off. I mean, I don't think 169 is unreasonable. Kind of depends on like the level of work, and I think that is what a reasonable person would think with that price and the ARV estimation. So I think it's just he's not answering for no good reason. So
yeah, I know. Well, there's like so many reasons. Like with this guy, I was like, oh my gosh, and my head was just playing tricks on me, right? I'm like, dude, this guy signed another contract, blah 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 blah. And then he just answers today like nothing's. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, bro, like you're a hard person to get a hold of. He's like, yeah. Like nothing else, So let's do that.
Right. Okay. Hey, dude, I talked with a guy. A lead came in for a portfolio of 44 houses for 7.4 mil.
Jeez.
And frankly, yeah. And I asked if he'll sell it finance, and he won't. So it's like, good luck, bro. Like, that's a pretty narrow buyer pool right there. But
yeah.
But anyway, I sort of wanted to see sort of how you look at that. Like, I'm gonna, I told him just to send me all his docs and then kind of see if there's ones in there that could cherry pick. But they're all within a like one sort of lot, if you will. Like it's one clump of them in a gated community.
Yeah, dude, the portfolios are tough. We haven't had too much luck on with them. I mean, even RJ mentioned it as well because there's so many different variables when you're looking at a portfolio. Versus, hey, let's just sell a few of those now. You know what I mean? And then let's just work our way within that portfolio. So if you can have those and you lock those up, pick maybe a couple, three, and then just go to town with them. And then once we sell one, or then he'll be able to, like, okay, these guys can perform, and then you get a hold of the whole portfolio. But doing it one by one, I think, might be better than the whole portfolio.
For sure. Yeah. In the past, I just connected with people. It's always just like a bit of a daisy chain because not many people have that much money. But it sort of is like I just start connecting people with people and all that. But it's sort of like it's not incredibly arduous and time consuming because kind of they're all looking into it. But I just didn't know if there's like a better way to go about it, than just trying to connect people. I just don't know much about it. So, all right, man. Yeah, guess I'll see more info. But I'm also just like, if you can't sell or finance it, I mean, I've never heard of a buyer so far who's just like, I mean, every single person asks that,
Yep.
It's just like, yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, cool, man.
All right, man. Hey, I don't know what you're doing. Hey, I don't know what you're doing today, but if you're not busy, you want to do a quick power hour, I'm on live right now, so feel free to hop on.
Awesome.
I'll be on for like maybe a couple of hours only. So
perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
No pressure,
going
man.
a little run.
Cool.
And I'm fucking down.
Cool. All right, man.
All right, man.
Later.
See you soon. Bye.
So okay, then that means we close the 15th, and please get that right. To show that to make it. Also, All right, so we did that. Let's see, I do have a couple of deals or contracts that hasn't been signed yet, so let's work those first. Let's get paid. Who is this one? Oh no, that's not it. Paul is Paul. It was Paul. Let's call Paul and see.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
I'm in line and
Hey, Paul.
you gotta call me back. I'm in line at the store.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll call you back. No worries. Thanks, Paul. This- Let's see. Oh, 72. This one should be these. Excuse me.
You called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Let's go, Hector. Right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Doris, good afternoon. Caesar here. Hey, looks like you're looking to sell your property on Snook Road. You entered some information on my site. I am a buyer and I'm looking to buy. I usually pay cash and I can close as soon as 14 days or sooner, or I can also work with your timeline. So if you're looking to sell, I'm looking to buy, give me a call back at this number. I'll shoot you another text. If you can let me know one way or the other, that would be great. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Please leave me a voicemail, and I'll call you back. Thank you.
Hi, this is Teresa. Leave me a voicemail. I'll call you back. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Teresa. Caesar here. We spoke the other day about your property on Lord Road. When you get a chance, give me a call back. I want to see if you're still looking to sell. I'm looking to buy. Thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, man. Late January. Are you serious? Oh, yeah. About hattie.
Please leave your message for 2. Please leave your message for
Hi, Hattie. Good afternoon. Caesar here. I left you several messages. Looks like you're looking to sell your property on North Thompson Street. I am a buyer and I am looking to buy out in that area. So when you get a chance, you can give me a call back at this number. That would be great. If you can let me know one way or the other, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, the person's not selling.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice. Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2547161. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, John. Good afternoon. Caesar here. Looks like you're still looking to sell your property, or you might be still looking to sell your property on South of Jackson. I am a buyer. I'm looking to buy in that area.
Press 1 to please leave your message for 4. Please leave your message for 4147938. Box is full. To send a message.
Down the list, down the list. Yeah, this guy's gonna keep this property.
Please leave your message for 3129. Please leave.
Hey, Gianna. Good afternoon. Caesar here. Just responding to your online inquiry. Looks like you're looking to sell your property on Davenport. I am a buyer in that area. I'm looking to buy quick. So if you're looking to sell, I'm looking to buy, give me a call back. Let me know one way or the other. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, who was the last one I called?
Welcome to the voicemail.
21050.
Available. Please leave your message after the tone. After you have finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Hi, Jane. Good afternoon. Caesar here. Hope all is well. Hey, I just wanted to put a voice to the name. I know you and I were text messaging back and forth. But yeah, when you get a chance, you can give me a call back. That would be great. I know you mentioned that you're not ready yet because moving is a huge move, and I completely understand. I just wanted to, like I said, put a voice to the name so that way you can think of me when that time comes. Yeah, and I would love to just explain to you our process. So in that way, once again, when you're ready, at least you know who to call. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Man, let's call Paul now.
Hello.
Hi, Paul. It's Caesar again. Are you out of the line now?
No, I'm in another room that I'm not up at the cashier, so.
You're in another line at a store, a different store.
It's a different store.
All right. When should I call you back?
Probably in about an hour.
Okay, I'll call you back in an hour, Paul. You take care. Okay. Bye. Guy is dead. Can't get a hold of him. Hello. Hi, Stephanie. Good afternoon. Caesar here. Just responding to your online inquiry. Looks like you're looking to sell your property on Grand Mesa Circle. I don't know if that's still the case, but if so, I am a buyer and I do pay cash and I can close in 14 days or sooner. So if you're looking to sell, I'm looking to buy. Give me a call. Thanks. Bye-bye.
An automated voice messaging system.
Paula? Hello? I remember this guy.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box. I'm sorry, but the person you called. Is not available. Sorry? Garrett Roland. Is not available. Record your message at the tone. Finished. Hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Eric. Good afternoon. I don't know if I got the wrong number or the right number here, but I'm calling about the property on Forney Road out in Dallas. If that's your property, and if you're looking to sell, I am looking to buy. So if you can give me a call back or shoot me a text, so that way I know whether to keep calling or not. Once again, I apologize if it's a wrong number. But yeah, if you can let me know one way or the other, that would be great. Thank you. Oh, can't send text messages. Huh? All right, both email. Oh my gosh. This is probably a wrong number. All right. Marisol. Let's go. Marisol.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying
All right, perfect. This guy, just perfect timing.
Hey, how's it going, TJ?
Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, man. What's going on?
I'm just making my calls, talking to buyers and sellers at the same time.
Nice.
Hey, are you in Florida, by the way, or are you in Pennsylvania?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm heading down next week.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I remember. Okay, cool. I was just talking to some folks in Pennsylvania. That's why.
Nice.
But yeah, just wanted to give you a quick update if you have a few minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, I've talked to several people. Dude, we've actually sent out 13,618 emails since we blasted this a few days ago. I've sent out over 600 text messages. Between text messages and talking to people, I've probably talked to close to about 25. A good amount of them are pretty much saying exactly the same thing. So a couple of feedbacks that I'm getting is, obviously our ARV. I thought your ARV was pretty dead on. But with the hurricane and everything else, they're like, yeah, everyone's ARV is landing around the 1.5 mark. And then, I told them, hey, we've got a contractor that can get the finish the job with 120, 140 tops. So when you do the math, everyone's coming in. Well, so a lot of them are not even doing any walkthroughs or not interested at that such a high price point. I have one that's going to look at his numbers and let me know by Monday. I believe he's seen the property already, or at least talked to. I forgot what it was, but he wants to take a look at it again and see, and then hopefully I can get him to visit the place on Monday or Tuesday. So I'm working on one, but the one yesterday, I mean, he's coming in like the low ones, just when you do the math with a 1.5 ARV.
I don't know why they're thinking 1.5. That'll be interesting because I think that might be it right now because there's been nothing sold since basically since the hurricanes. But even if you look at stuff that popped up yesterday, it's 1.8 and they're all teardowns and they're all smaller than this. So I definitely don't think the ARV went from 1.7 to 1.5 overnight. I just think there's no comps right now basically since the hurricane hit.
Yeah, and that's really what we're playing with. You know what I mean? Like, do I agree or disagree with them? And do I agree and disagree with you? Not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's Like I think 1.7, it's pretty solid, but a lot of those properties that are at 1.8 and so forth, they're not moving. You know what I mean? So from an end buyer's point of view, and I'm sure when you buy properties, you like to be a little bit more conservative. So I'm just saying, like, at some point, as you know, either we listen to the market or do we market it to more people? I'm still working on a few, so I'm not saying I'm there yet, but at least I just wanted to kind of give you the feedback that I'm getting, which I'm pretty sure was it the same feedback that you were getting when you were trying to get this thing going with other folks?
No, not necessarily. I mean, the one guy who I had under contract with at 1.275 felt like that was a good price. He couldn't lock in funding himself.
He couldn't lock in funding himself.
Yeah, he just I think it was a credit issue or something like that. But I mean, it didn't seem like that was necessarily like that wasn't the problem. Was the price,
Yeah, yeah. And then the other feedback that I got, which I mentioned to you yesterday, or a few of the folks had seen us like, man, it's just they just don't like the fact that it's 2 units upstairs and 1 unit on the bottom. So I was like, hey, I'm like, we can put a staircase on there, which kind of goes into their favor. Like, well, that's going to cost me more, and then now is the juice worth the squeeze, right? And right now with the 1.275, even at 1.7. What do you call it? 1.7 ARV. I mean, the profit is like 120, 140. You know what I mean? It's like literally dollar in, dollar out, which is fine. But when you're getting to that high value in the 1 millions, a lot of folks would probably want to get a little bit more than just dollar in, dollar out. So I'll work it. I'm not saying we're dead in the water, but like I said, I just wanted to give you the feedback and hopefully we can come into a midpoint or something.
When you say low one, that guy yesterday, what does that mean? Did he give you a number?
Yeah, he was just giving me just exactly what he said. So I'm trying to get a hold of him. I know he's busy today, so I'm hoping I get a hold of him tomorrow, and then maybe we can come to a price, and then I can come back to you with it, and then you can let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I obviously I know you've got your bottom line number too. But at this point, like nothing is moving over there. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, honestly, if we get to that point, like I'm just gonna fix it up and rent it out.
Yourself, yeah.
Myself.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well,
the house across the street, the bigger one across the street, we decided to hold on to it. We were starting remodeling on Monday, and then I actually put it up on Airbnb yesterday, and already have booking February and March.
Oh, nice.
Crazy fast. So,
yeah, that's the other one, right? The 430 or 480, whatever.
430, yeah. So,
dude, that's cool.
If push comes to shove, if we've got to do something like that, I'd rather do that than lose all my equity.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely understand. I mean, that's always a play that you have. So yeah, let me. I mean, I have till Wednesday, so let me see what I can do. And then if I can make something happen for you, great. If not, like I get it, man.
Yeah, I get it. No problem. I appreciate you working on it. Hopefully we can work something out here. I mean, if that guy says low one, I still consider 1.275 low one. So
yeah,
we'll pull him a little closer,
Yeah. Let's see what we can do. I mean, it's it's a game, right? He throws it out, so we'll see what I can do, and then we can go from there.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, brother. Bye.
Yeah.
Zevo, hey buddy. Hey man, sorry, I've had a rough day yesterday. So I'm glad you're on here. Take a little break from calling. Hey bud, I don't know if you're busy or if you're at work, but if you're not, if you want to hop on, you don't have to turn on your video, but I'd love to talk to you about these properties so we can comp them properly together. Would you be open to that? If you are, just click on the link that I just put on there. There you go, man. Then let me look at your message. Did you message me on Instagram? I think you did. Lynchburg, Virginia. That's right. Oh, what happened here? Why is this? Oh no, wait. That's... Oof.
Hello.
Miles, how you doing, buddy? Do you go by
Good. How
Miles?
are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good.
All right. So what's the deal with these two properties? I'm comping these right now. So what can you tell me what's going on with these?
Well, I didn't get, too much information, because he was busy. But he was saying that he owned, at least like 10 properties that he wanted to just get rid of because he didn't want to deal with, the renovations. But yeah, that's all I really got from him. He just told me to send him a contract and then he'll look at it.
Ah, nice. All right, cool. So, did he tell you anything about the rehab, like the condition of the property?
Well, the one, 2006 Tulip Street.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
don't give out the address. Just say the name of the street or yeah, the
oh,
Tulip Street. Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I
No,
forgot.
no, you don't have to say sorry to me. I'm just saying, like, if
Yeah, I forgot
folks are
where.
listening, just want to protect yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I forgot where.
Um,
But no, he said that one was gutted out. So
oh, it's a full gut right now.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. And how many bedroom is it?
It was. Let me see. It was 3-2. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath. Or let me see here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3-bedroom.
Is it 3-2 or 3-1?
Oh yeah, it might have been 3-1. Yeah, I just pulled up my CRM. 3-1.
3-1. Okay. And then what year was it built? So first and foremost, I mean, how do you comp things?
I mean, I have a Deal Machine. I use that, but I also use Redfin for comping.
Got it.
Uh,
Okay.
so this one I used Redfin.
Got it. And then when you say you use Redfin, you just look at their estimate. Is that what it is?
No, I actually look at the solds in the area. I don't go off the estimate because
Okay,
usually
cool.
those aren't accurate.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, While I'm doing this, by the way, man, can you give me a little bit of yourself? Like, how long have you been doing this? Just a little background. That'd be awesome.
Well, I'm 17 years old, so
Dude, good shit, bro.
yeah, just
Nice.
wanted to
Taking
get.
action here.
Yep. I'm actually about to hopefully get this one other property under contract. the seller's looking at it right now. But yeah, I'm
Nice.
17. I live in New Mexico, so it's not, the greatest market. So I'm just virtually wholesaling.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I started I'd say about 2 months ago. Kind of got stuck in an analysis paralysis, but I was like, there's only so much information I can get, right? And
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
so,
Cool, man. Cool. And has the channel like helped you out at all? Like,
yeah, it has
cool.
a lot
Cool.
actually.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's really just my main goal is just to help someone grow and inspire others, Okay, so first and foremost, what was your ARV for this property?
Um, I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I got 140.
Yeah, that's not bad actually, man. That's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just make sure. $140 is what you got?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Because there's one that just got sold for $149 on August 1st. 2024, 1911 built. So when I look for these things, I'm sure you do all right. By the way, if I'm saying things that you already know, please let me know. I don't want to bore you with it.
Okay.
But I try to like stay within like the year built, right? Um,
Right.
and then I'll look on Google Maps just to see like the neighborhood. But let me put this in my calculator.
Yeah, that's what I did. I put it in Google Maps just so check out the area a little bit. Yeah, I typically look at the year built and the square footage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who do you usually follow on when it comes to like wholesaling? Do you follow like RJ Bates, or are you more of other folks?
Uh, I follow a lot of people actually. So, you being one of them, RJ, and then there's this one other son and a dad. Their name's Zackin and
Flip,
Rickin.
yeah, flip with Rick.
Yeah. Their course, they kind of helped me, learn what it was and everything.
Nice,
Yeah. And then yeah, that's really all.
bro, dude. I'm gonna share my screen with you.
Okay.
Freaking money, so money, dude. Uh, Window. All right, are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I do is I just look at a couple of properties, usually anywhere from 2 to 4, but these two are like right next to them. So one is sold and one is for sale, right? And so both are 3-1, and they were built like in the 1900 1910, and I think yours was like 1906 or something like that. Um, so when I do my dollar per square footage, and then I always like to be a little bit conservative, so I just take 15% off. So your ARV at 140 is like right on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then now, if I go 140, and you said it's a full gut,
Yeah.
see, it's gonna cost like $80,000 already just to
Yeah.
gut that sticker. That's the problem.
That's
How
what
much
I
did
was
you?
worried about.
How much was he asking for?
30.
Yeah, see. Look at that, dude. Like if you were to buy this at 30, the end buyer will only make 8,000, right? It's like, would you invest $132,000 just to win 8,000?
No, definitely not.
You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
what's the rent rate in that area?
Um, I think I gave it to you on live the one other day.
Yeah, let me see. Move this real fast because I don't want to show any addresses. But $1,000, 1,021 is what it says here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So back on this. So let's say it's 1,020. Well, let's just say 1,050 if you're able to like do this. So now instead of 80,000, now let's say it's only going to cost 50,000, right? To get it rent ready. So I mean, it might work as it might work at 30. Have you tried to like negotiate with them?
Not really. I told him whenever he gave me his price, I told him I would, call him back and see if that would work for us.
Got it. Okay.
So not really too much negotiating.
Got it. Okay. So, and you say he has multiple properties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you were to call this guy, like, how would you go about it to like negotiate with him?
I mean, I'd probably tell him like, since he has other properties he wants to sell, and this one, is a full gut, and I explained to him, it'd take this much to fix it up, and then I'd probably just tell him I'd be lower than that.
Yeah,
So,
and since he's an investor, I absolutely love it when I'm talking to investors because then I make it their problem. Like one of the first business partners I've had in the real estate game, in the wholesaling game, like she gave me like the best advice. She's like, Caesar, if you can't figure it out, make it their problem. Make it their problem and have them provide you a solution to your problem. Right?
okay.
So what I mean by that is do you mind if we role play real fast? Let's say you're the seller and I'm you.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, would that help? And if not, like I said, I don't want to bore you.
No, you would, but I probably wouldn't be, the best at that, like the role playing.
Oh no, yeah. You'll be the seller. I'll be you. You know what I mean? I'll be the
Okay.
buyer. So I'd be like, hey Miles, hey man, just curious. He said it was a full gut. After I fix that place, how much do you think I can sell that property for?
Probably in a 150, 140 range.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the properties in the area, the properties that got sold and that are for sale. I think you're right on the money. It's funny that you said that. I actually clocked it in at 140. Now with 1,300 square feet on a full gut, how much do you think it will take us dollar wise to get that modernized?
I would say probably 70 or 60.
Yeah. Okay.
70 at the highest.
Got it. Okay. So let's see, for a full gut. Yeah. Okay. So Miles, let me ask you, man, from an investor to an investor here, if I pay cash, obviously I'll pay cash on this. We close on this in 14 days, or in your case, if you do 30, we close on it in 30 days. I pay all the whole shebang. I pay all the fees, all the closing costs, no realtor fees to you. What's the best price that you can do?
Best priced. I mean, since I'm trying to get rid of, most of my properties, I can do 20 for you.
Got it. Okay. But let's say he sticks at 30, right? Let's assume that for a second.
Okay.
Because that's what, right? When we role play, let's do the worst, right? So just give me 30.
Okay.
Okay. Trying to see what I can do here for you, Miles. See, the way I'm looking at it, and I'm sure you can agree with me, man. You've got 10 properties, right? I gotta have some meat on the bone here. I mean, if I fix this place and I can sell it for 140, but I have to put in $70,000 to get it fixed, right? So I gotta subtract that 70 from 140. And Miles, you've got 10 other properties, so I got to look at my closing costs and any costs that I have to carry between now and I sell that property, and that's usually about 12% of that 140. So that's another $16,000 here, or 17. So 140 minus 70, and then I got to take away 17 from that. Now that leaves me with 53. And so with 53, and if I buy that property off you for 30, then now my profit is only $23,000 there. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
putting in my all-in numbers 122 just to make 23. And Miles, with the 10 properties you have, you can probably agree with me, $20,000 can evaporate just like that, right?
Right.
So, I mean, can you do me a solid here and give me a little bit of meat on the bone there so that it makes sense for me to go through all the troubles and fixing that full gut of yours?
Yeah. I mean, when you ran the numbers, yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, well, what are you thinking in terms of an offer?
Yeah, I mean, with 30, like I said, I only have 23 and I don't have any room, right? If something comes up there and it's going to cost me more than 70,000, I mean, I just need a little bit of room there, like $10 to $15,000, just in case something comes up, right? So, I mean, I'm gonna have to be like in the low 10s on this.
You know what? Since I have 10 other properties I want to sell, I'll give you this one for 10. That sounds good.
Yeah, right. And then if he says, "Oh man, 10 is just way too low for me," and then your next question should be, "Hey man, I completely understand. It's just I just got to have some meat on the bone." Now let me ask you, if 10 is too low for you and 30 is just too high for me, is there a number in between that puts a smile on your face and still leave some meat on the bone for me?
Why don't we meet in the middle? 15.
All right, my man. All right, yeah, let's do that. We can do 15 or whatever it is, right? And so that's how I do that, Miles, and then kind of just like work them down. Another thing too is he might say, "Oh man, it'll only cost me like $30,000, so that I can get it to rent out again." Okay, great. So if it's gonna cost 30,000 to rent out, I know that's a full gut, so I got to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, right? So I'm gonna put 50 for the repair there. But how much can I rent that for? Boom. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, bro, like if he's stuck on 30, just ask him, "Hey, Miles, would you buy this property at 30?"
Okay.
Right? Help me understand. Like you're local there. Help me understand how I can make money at 30. Maybe, and then this is when I like play the dumb card. "Hey, Miles, I know you're local, and I'm sure I'm missing something here. If you don't mind, help me find what I'm missing here." Right? If I buy that at 30, I'm making literally nothing. So how do I make money by buying it at 30? Right?
Okay.
If you were me, Miles, where do you make your money at that price point? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
No need to, like end script. I'm just saying like that's how you make it their problem.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I don't," they're like, and some of them, trust me, man, I've talked to other investors are like, "Nope, I wouldn't buy it at 30," And then I'd laugh. I'd be like, buy also? Like, what the heck, man? Then why do you expect me to buy it at 30?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can have
Yeah.
a really good, fun conversation with this, you know?
Okay.
And when it comes to investors who have or who has multiple properties, who's been in the game, show your authority, show you know what you're doing, and just talk to them from an investor to investor. Hey, Noah, what's up, buddy? Right? I'd be like, hey, man, like, where do I make money here? Like, help me understand. You're local. So have them give you those numbers so you can put it in your calculator and go, oh, well, that doesn't make me any money.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
All right. But look, just to let you know, I'm gonna go back to that calculator again. If you get it down to 10, it's still a tough one for a flip, right? Because look, well, actually, this might be okay because they're all in is 101,000, but then they're making 38,000, so they have about 37,000 profit, right? So I like this price point. I mean, if you get it down to 5, that's even better, right? That's really where I would lock it up.
Okay.
At 5,000. But look, if you even get it at 10, that's fine. Right. So you're okay on a flip. I don't like this because I like it to be dollar per dollar. But when your ARV has a cap, has a ceiling, there's only so much you can do on that, right? So here, when I would market this, I would say, hey, 38% return on your all-in money, right? Post rehab, post closing costs, post carrying costs. And then at 10,000, if you look at this, I also get a 1.55% rent rate. You know what that rent rate is, right?
Uh,
Do you know the 1% rule?
no. A little bit.
Okay, so the 1% rule is that if you divide the rent divided by your all-in number, right? That would be net. If you hit 1%, that satisfies the 1% rule. So that means that's a good buy and hold property. Okay. Now, in some areas, for example, California, you never hit 1%. Why? Because everything is so overpriced. Right. So as close as you can get to 1% is pretty money in California. But when you're talking to West Virginia, North Carolina, and other places where the price point of the house is lower, then you want to get above that 1%, right? So the closer you get to 2%, the better it is, the more enticing it is for investors to buy that property.
Okay.
Okay. So if you look at it, if I have this at 30,000, I'm only at 1.2. Right? But if I have it at 10,000, then now I'm at 1.55%.
Okay.
Okay. So right now, so when I'm pitching this, when I dispo this, hey, Mr. End buyer, you have 2 ways of making money here. You can make 37% on a flip, right? 38% ROI on the flip. And if you decide to keep it, you're getting a 1.55% rental return.
Okay.
That's very attractive. Now, here's the last thing. Have you ever heard of the Burr method?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so the Burr method is
Renovate.
buy, renovate, rehab, and then repeat, right? And so since our ARV is 140, right? If we buy this at 10,000, end buyers all in number is 68,000, right? You see that there?
Yeah.
So if you're the end buyer, once you fix it, then you go to the bank and then you get it appraised, and now it's at 140. Then you take out a loan at 140, right? and it's called a cash out refi, you can actually take out 80% of that 140. Well, what's 80% of 140?
60,000. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's go D17 times 0.8, 112,000.
Oh.
So if you're the end buyer, Miles, if you're the end buyer, you buy this, you fix it, your all-in number is 68,000, right? You go to the bank, they appraise it at 140. You can walk out of that bank with $112,000 in your pocket.
Okay.
So what does that mean? What does that tell you if you're the end buyer?
I don't know.
Well, what's your all-in number?
67.
That's right. How much did you just get out of the bank?
112.
That's right. You just got a house for free, bro.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
You just think about it. You just pulled $67,800 out of your pocket to buy and fix the house. The next day, you go to the bank and you take out $112,000 and put into your pocket. So then you just recouped all that $67,000, and now you have another $50,000 in your pocket.
Oh.
Right? So that's why the $10,000 is a great price point for you as a wholesaler, because an end buyer can make 37% return on a flip if it's a fix and flip guy. And if he's a buy and hold guy, he's going to get 1.55% rental return every month. And if he does the BRRRR method, he gets a free house. He gets all his money back plus $50,000. Right?
So, okay. So you would recommend me to just mark it out to buy and hold investors?
I would market to buy and hold investors, but I would say, hey, 3 ways to make money here. If you decide to flip it, you get 37% or 38% return on your all-in number. If you decide to buy and hold it, you get a 1.55% rental return. If you do the BRRRR method, you get all your money back and then some.
Okay.
You get what I mean? It's a trifecta, right? You have 3 ways to make money. That's how deals move quicker.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you were to buy this at 30,000, bro, look at that. No one's gonna put in 121 just to earn 18. You know what I mean? Not to mention shit comes up all the time that 18,000 can evaporate. Right. So that takes away that flip out the window right off the bat. You know? Now this, okay, it still reaches the 1% rule, so you can still play around with it. But here's the thing. The BRRRR method makes sense too, right? Because remember, you get $112,000 from the bank, but your all-in number is 87, right? But here's the problem. What if the bank only appraises it for 100,000? Then all of a sudden you don't get all your money back. You get most of it back, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you end up buying this house for $7,000. You know?
Yeah.
So hopefully that was good, man. Hopefully I didn't give you too much information. Do you have any questions, any concern, feedback, anything at all?
No, not really. I mean, I think it made sense. I think it was good information because I didn't know most of that. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Good stuff, man. All right, so let's see here. This is the tulip, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so we can pump the other one.
Okay.
Let's see. How'd you fall into this, brother?
Well, like into wholesaling or like the seller?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, wholesaling.
Honestly, I don't remember. I think I was, scrolling, on TikTok or whatever, and I came across this one guy. Um, I don't remember what his name was, but I don't really follow him anymore. He was just talking about, the benefits of it and just saying that it's just flipping two pieces of paper. And I don't know, it just sounded interesting to me. And I've been interested in real estate, so my parents actually do real estate, so that's what kind of got me into
Oh,
it.
nice. Good stuff,
Yeah,
man. Are they brokers? Are they investors themselves?
they're investors. We actually fix and flipped a house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's actually sold a couple days ago. So
Heck yeah. Dude,
yeah,
that's awesome. Well, all of this stuff makes sense to you then.
yeah, yeah.
What do you need my help for?
Uh, I don't know. They don't really know too much about wholesaling, so that's kind
Yeah,
of why.
but you can ask them where do you need this to be,
Okay. Yeah.
right? I mean, if they're flippers, you can just ask them, "Hey guys, where do you guys need this to be?" And then subtract $10,000-$20,000 off of it.
Uh, I never
But
thought of
have
that.
they bought properties from a wholesaler before?
No. So this is actually their first fix and flip.
Oh, this is their first fix and flip? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And you guys did pretty well on it, sounds like?
Yeah. Yeah. I helped them, repair it and rehabbed it. So
Nice. Look at you, man.
yeah,
Sweet. You guys got a business over there.
I know. We
What
don't
the
live in,
heck?
the greatest market though. So
Where do you guys live again?
uh, New Mexico.
New Mexico, right? That's what you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. How many bedroom and bathroom is this one? The rose.
Um, that one I believe is. Let's see. That one is a 3-1 as well.
It's a 3-1 as well,
Yeah.
and it's a full gut as well.
Uh, I'm not sure. He didn't really talk too much on that one. He just said that it needed uh lots of renovation. So I'm guessing it's not a full gut, but it does need a lot done to it.
Got it. Got it.
So pretty
Okay.
much everything.
Got it. Okay.
Because he had the intent of, buying them and then fixing them up and then, flipping them.
Oh, okay. And so, how come he's not fixing them anymore?
I guess he just doesn't want to deal with them anymore. He doesn't have, the funds for it.
Does he have a hard money loan?
Uh, I,
Is he up against some time frame?
yeah, he is.
He is. How much is he looking to get for this one?
That one, let's see. He wanted 20 for that one.
He's looking for 20 for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's looking 50 for both, in other words.
Yeah, correct.
What's the square footage on this one?
I don't know about that. Let me see. 980.
980, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay, but it's 3-1 as well. It looks like shit, dude.
Yeah.
This thing looks worse than the other one. What's the rent rate for this one? Do you know?
1,200.
How is this 1,200 and the other one is lower?
No, I'm just going off the Zillow rent estimate right now.
Okay. I thought you meant that's what he told you. My bad.
No. Yeah, that's what I went off of for the last one too. Just the Zillow rent estimate.
And it's not a full gut, he says.
No. He just said it was, full renovation.
Where do you think the ARV is for this one?
This one, now I'm actually not too confident. I got 140 as well for this one.
Okay.
Which doesn't really make sense, but
it doesn't make sense. Why?
well, because the other one was, more square footage and it's the
There
same.
you go.
Price, so
Yep. You're right. So my ARV on this one would be like 105, maybe 110 at the most, just because the square footage is smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So
I just think the amount of rehab needed for both of them is just kind of throwing off my numbers.
yep. Look at this. So the same thing, bro. 10,000. Look at this one now. 110,000, right? On a full rehab, 35,000. So let's just make it 45,000. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So 110,000, 45 rehab. You lock it up at 10. End buyer price of the end buyer is 15. So a potential profit is 37. That's a pretty good, right? You as an end buyer, your all in number is 73 and you're making 36,000 out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's really good, right? And then on this, if you look at this, now look at this, bro. Boom.
Oh.
Right? You're so close to you're at 1.75% return. And you still get all your money back and then some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say for both of them, lock it up for 20,000, 10,000 each.
Okay.
Yeah,
and he sounded like he was up for negotiations because he just wants to get rid of them.
Everyone's always up for negotiations. I don't want to say everyone. If the motivation is there, especially this guy's an investor, obviously he's going to try to get as much as he can. He's not going to give you his bottom line number right away. So I would just anchor low.
Okay.
Anchor low, even anchor at 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And yeah, anchor at 5 and then lock it up at 10,000 each.
Yeah.
But make sure you explain to him what you're seeing here. Hey man, how much do you think I can sell that for? Oh, 110. Okay, great. Hey, for that one, since it's smaller square footage, how much do you think the rehab cost would be? Because remember, you just told me that he was gonna fix it, right? Miles, you there? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh yeah, you there?
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
No worries. But you said he was gonna fix it, right? That was that's what he wanted to do.
Correct.
Right. So if you wanted to fix it, one of the questions I always like to ask is, oh, okay, great, man. So you bought it to fix it. What was your end game? What was your exit strategy? Oh, I was gonna flip it. Okay, cool. Like, so how much, if you were to finish a job, how much would you be able to sell that for? Oh, 140. Okay, great. Well, how much did you set aside for rehab cost? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get the numbers from him because he knows better than us, right?
Right.
Get those numbers in and then punch it in this calculator, man. And then once you punch it in the calculator, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. And then you just tell him like, bro, I make no money at that price point. You know,
Okay.
I need to be in the fives, high fives, low tens, right? I don't like to give that number. I just say like low tens, high fives, because then that's when you can negotiate instead of you know
Yeah. Direct
putting
number.
yourself in a peg. Does that make sense, bro? Hopefully that
Yeah.
wasn't for you, man.
Yeah, it definitely was. I learned a lot. I think now with that, I could do something. Um, I'll definitely call him back.
Cool. Good stuff. Hey, man, I gotta tell you, bro. Like, I am very, very, very proud of you. You're 17 years old. You're taking imperfect actions. You're getting at it. You're getting your teeth kicked in. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, at any time, bro, if you want to hop on here, do some live calls, be more than happy. So in that way you can get live feedback. If that's not your thing, if you want to do a role play before you call someone, before you close them, be more than happy to like help you with it, just to give you key pointers on what to say. So in that way you can have it written down, and then obviously you're gonna say it the way you want to say it based on your personality. You know what I mean? But at least you have the framework.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
No,
then just keep.
I'd be
I'm
down
sorry.
for that for sure.
Yep, for sure, man. And then just curious, man, when I was working the calculator, did you have any questions about it? Like, did the numbers make sense? Because I know the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense because I'm so used to the 70% rule and so forth. Like, I'll put it up there again. I mean, do each one of these lines make sense to you, or do you want me to break it down for you?
No, I mean it looks pretty, self-explanatory. It doesn't look, too complicated. It makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure, because otherwise I,
Yeah.
just be going one ear out the other.
Yeah. No, because
All right.
I'm used to the 0.7, rule. So, but
Uh,
yeah, that makes sense to me.
cool. And then one thing that I always say too, like if you don't have this calculator in front of you and you just want to do a quick one, dude, it's so easy. You just go ARV minus 12% of it, right? And then whatever your repair cost is, multiply it by 2.
Okay.
Right? Because you want the repair costs and your profit to be the same, and then that's it. And then subtract whatever fee you want on there.
Okay. And how did you get that calculator?
So this is from the titanium. So I believe with RJ, if you go on this thing, I believe he gives these out either for free or he gives you like the closer's formula plus the calculator for like, I don't know the exact price, but it's a low price entry point, like $100 or whatever. It's well worth it, bro, because it shows you not only where you need to be, but it also shows you who your buyers are. Kind of like, how I walked you through that flip versus buy and hold versus burr, right?
Right.
So it shows you who your end buyers are, and it shows you how to market it to those end buyers. And that's the key thing there. And that's why I absolutely love the calculator. It just helps out so much.
Okay. Yeah, for sure look into that. It does look helpful.
Yeah. For sure, man.
Well, all right. I really, I appreciate you for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime. That's
Learned,
the whole goal of this channel.
yeah, I learned a lot.
Cool. Good
yeah.
stuff, man. I know it's Saturday. Have fun, bro. And yeah, let me know how this call goes. Hopefully you lock it up. And then once again, man, if you anchor low and he goes, that's not gonna work for me, your very, very next question should be, hey Miles, I completely understand if 5 is too low for you, 30 is just simply way too high for me. What's a number in between that will put a smile on your face and can still give me a little bit of meat on the bone?
Okay.
All right, remember that question, because then, and you just shut your mouth when you ask that question,
All
because
right.
then he's gonna have to negotiate with you and bring himself down.
Okay.
And then if he says, "Oh, okay, I can do 20," just do your hum and on, like, man, that's rough. Like, help me understand. I mean, you're local there, Miles, so I just want to ask you, if I were to buy this at 20, help me understand where can I make money on this, and how? Where and how can I make money on this? And then make it his problem.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then you go, all right, man, let me see if I can move my numbers around. Dude, let's do 15, right? Or let's do 10. 10, and I'll take both of them. So $20,000 for both.
Okay.
And he's gonna come back to you again, blah blah blah. And then once, let's say he goes, dude, let's do 30 for both. Let's just say that, right? Let's say he says 30 for both. So that's 15 each. If he goes 30 for both, then lock it up. Just say, hey, how's this? I'll send you an agreement, not a contract, an agreement for a 30-day close or however many days you like, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my guys out there, and I'm going to send a few contractors out there to get a bid. All right. If I can get my bid low enough, then we should be good to go with this number. And if not, then, obviously we'll have to come back to the table. We'll either renegotiate or we'll rip the contract. How does that sound?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if he goes yes, and the point to that, Miles, is why would I do that if it's still a little bit overpriced? Because sometimes you got to make sure that they feel like they got to catch that win. They got to catch that W, right?
Right.
I think Brandon, Brandon, he hops on the live from a lot of time. I mean, he heard it from someone else and he shared it with me. I was like, man, that line makes sense. He just says, don't beat up the seller so much that you get kicked outside of the house right away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to be at 5. They lock you lock it up at 15. You're like, for them, that's a win, right? And then you're setting up the proper expectation, saying, hey, I'm gonna get a couple of bids on this. If I get my bids low enough, we're good at that number. If not, we're gonna have to come back and renegotiate.
Okay.
So then when you come back, once you have buyers looking at those properties and you go, man, I really need to be at this number, and here are the reasons why. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? And now you've already planted the seed in their mind, and now they go, okay. And by the way, we can close on this in 14 days. I don't even need in 30. I can close on it as soon as title clears.
Okay.
Now you've got a lot of leverage. Cool?
Cool.
All right, man. I know that was a lot, but at least this is live, so you can go back to it, listen to it over and over again, take notes. So I just want to give you the framework and all the possible angles where the conversation will take you.
Okay. Yep. I will do.
All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, man.
All right. You too, Caesar. Appreciate you again.
Absolutely, man. And I'm looking forward to having you join our live or at least do role plays to help you out, brother.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Bye. Man, that was really cool. That's Miles out of New Mexico. He's 17 years old. He's making imperfect actions. He did admit that he was in the paralysis analysis at some point, but now he's doing it. So that's awesome, man. Miles, I don't know if you're still listening, but if you are, keep at it, bro. You'll get there, man. It took me a while as well. So what you're seeing right now is 12 months worth of repetition. And I still have a lot more to learn, so we're constantly growing. So guys, yeah, that's something that I want to do moving forward from time to time. If any of you are out there just not, making any actions, feel free to hop on. Let's do some live calls. Use the synergy that you hear and see here to your advantage. If you don't want to do live calls, then you can just stay on the background, put yourself on mute, or we can do role plays. I'll act as the seller, you're the buyer. You'll get live feedback right away. So that way you don't feel like you're losing money and making mistakes on a lead that you purchased. You're making mistakes in front of us, with us. So that way when you make that phone call, you're still going to make mistakes, but at least you feel a little bit more confident. Dude, I'm so pumped up. So pumped I was able to help that guy. Which is the main goal of the channel. Super duper cool. All right, let's go back. What time is it in Texas? It is now 5:40. Okay. Hey, what's up, buddy? Here, click on this link. That's how you do it. Hey, my man.
What up, Caesar?
How you doing, brother?
Good, good. How long you been going for?
Let's see, 2 hours and 34 minutes. I'll probably do another half an hour tops.
Nice.
So let's see here. Someone just commented. How you doing, man?
Good. I had the YouTube and the StreamYard open, and it was like echoing and super confusing. That's cool, man. StreamYard's cool. I've never used it. It was like instant.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah. Okay. I got a property I got to have locked up too high. Price dropped her. She's going to tell me if she agrees to it, but it's she like did this big addition to the house and didn't do it that well. The stairwell is like real narrow and pretty much the stairs need to be reworked, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I price dropped her like $50K and I still am not sure. You know what I mean? So I suppose I'll just set that expectation. I just don't want her to think that for sure I can do it. On the other hand, I also don't want to stoke doubt in her mind, you know?
Yep. Nice. How's Oahu, man? Is it raining out there or no?
Great, man. Today it's a really nice day, but yesterday, last couple days have been a bit blustery.
Yeah.
How about over there?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Not much on the other side. It's raining, but not where I'm at. I'm like just right north of Wailea. So I'm in Kihei.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only ever been to Maui one time, and it was a long time ago. So I hear it's very nice, though.
All right, I'm gonna step aside for a second, man. I gotta grab my charger. Tiffany hasn't gone back to you yet. Let me call this guy. Been trying to lock this guy up for one of our titanium family members. Where's Jermaine? Is Jermaine on right now? Are you listening, Jermaine? Calling this guy for you. Hi, Paul. How are you? It's Caesar. How are you? I'm sorry, Paul. What was that?
Okay, just give me a call then. Bye. Bye.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that guy. Oh, Abe, Tiffany hasn't confirmed yet. Hey, Abe, can you hear me, by the way? Probably not.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 321. Tone. Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Alanya, Caesar here. I've tried sending you a few messages. Looks like you're looking to sell your property on Catherine Boulevard. If that's still the case, I am a buyer and I'm looking to buy in that area. And I do pay cash and I can typically close within 14 days or sooner. So if you're looking to sell, let me know. And if not, let me know as well so I know not to bother. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Weird. I can't hear you for some reason.
Can you hear me okay right now?
Mm-hmm.
No? Let's see. All right. Let's see who we can get.
Here we go.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, gotcha.
Sweet. Cool, man. Oh yeah, dude. Whenever you want to make calls, just make calls. I can always mute you. So the thing is, if you mute yourself, I cannot unmute you. So usually when we do this, we just make calls, and then whoever's the main host controls the control. And we just unmute people. So don't worry about the controls, man. I'll take care of it. So in that way, you just focus on making calls.
Okay. So pretty much just if I'm making calls, I can leave it unmuted and you'll handle it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, still nothing from Tiffany. I'm to bug her top of the hour again.
Okay. Yeah, that's no worries.
It sounds like she has someone though. She was like, I can get my husband or someone else to do it as well, since she's from there. But fingers crossed.
What the heck?
Okay.
Why did this go anywhere? So, hey, being in Hawaii, like, what's your working hours usually? And who do you call? Like, what markets?
So markets right now are exclusively Texas and Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
And I would say I get on the phone around 8 a.m.
Okay.
8 9 a.m. And then I'll call until before daylight savings. I would call until 2, and now I'll call until 3.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's usually when I log off too.
Yeah. Daylight savings, man, that really is nice.
That is.
Oh, pro, that 1 hour is just like, thank God. Like I'm not a beast like you, dude. I cannot hang in there more than like a day or two of waking up early. Like I can do it and I feel all good. I'm like, I'm better than people. And then after a few days, I just can't do it. So I admire you.
Bro, Thursday is usually my really bad day. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like I can go 100% at Monday, 90% Tuesday, Wednesday I'm about like 80, and then Thursday just drops, dude. I'm like, holy moly, just my body just gives out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then Friday, and then usually Thursday, that's when like I'll sleep early and just like recharge, and then Friday I'll be okay. I like my Friday a little bit. Friday's a little bit shorter though,
How many hours are you doing, or what's your schedule?
So right now, dude, I usually sleep as long as I'm asleep between 6 and 8.
Woo! Good for you,
I'm
man.
okay. And then because of daylight savings, I'm like I can wake up at 3 and be okay, or even at 4. I can start making calls at 5. Because 5 a.m. is 9 a.m. in Texas.
Do you just go right? Do you just go straight in? Do you drink a cup of coffee, you wake yourself up a little, or you just raw dog, start calling?
No, I just I go for a quick run. My routine's actually been kind of out of sync since I got here. So when I'm back in California, I'm usually up at 4 o'clock, and I run. I do my burpees, whatever workout I do for the day, and then I'm usually on the phones by anywhere between 5:30 and 6:30. Right. So 6 o'clock. Actually, yeah. If I'm on the phone at 5:30, I'm calling Florida because that's 8:30 their time. You know what I mean? But 6 o'clock, I'm calling Texas because that's 8 o'clock there. I like to hit people up before they go to work. I get a lot more success rate of getting a hold of people.
Right.
So here where I'm staying, we're on the second floor, so I can't really do my burpees because I don't want to wake people up on the first floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll just do a quick run. And so like now I'm timing it, especially when Titanium has their 6 o'clock phone calls. Like I'll go to the beach and I'll do my workout there, and I'll just put them on my AirPods while I'm working out. And then I hang in the beach for like an hour because the sun is still low. You know what I mean?
Super nice.
I absolutely love it, man. Because I'm like, I'm not sore the next day. I was like, or 2 days later.
Yeah,
and once
you might
again,
be with the salt thing.
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I always thought that like when I surf, I get totally dehydrated, and it's like almost like no matter how much water I drink, my urine is just like radioactive colored, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, but then I heard from someone that something like the salinity of your blood is either greater or lesser than the ocean, and because of that, you don't take in salt. But then I don't know. But then it's like the Epsom salt bath works, and I'm sure you take in some salt, you know? So yeah, it must be, dude. I mean, if it's like you're doing the same thing and you used to get sore and now you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
What you eating out there, dude?
A lot of poke, bro.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I gotta say, man, I mean, I'm used to California prices, but groceries here are expensive.
Probably more on Maui too. There's a sub-2 property we got in Big Island, and it's more expensive, even though it's like not as populated, not as much there by a lot. It's definitely everything's like $1 or $2 more. And so it just has to, it has to take that extra journey from the port from Oahu to yeah.
That's true. Yeah, because I was like, oh man, this is expensive as fuck here.
Yeah.
Like almost to a point where I can actually just go out and eat every day.
It's close. Yeah.
Very close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very
Especially
close.
If you're not good at eating leftovers, which kind of who is, at that point it's like, all right, it's like you buy groceries, cook, and then throw 30% of it away. You might as well just eat out.
Yeah, exactly.
Save the time. Exactly. And you're on like kind of like special trip, so you should live life, bro.
Yeah.
How long?
But I was for a month. I was like, I'm leaving next Sunday, so the 17th.
Oh damn! One more week.
Yeah. And a friend of mine is coming over Tuesday, and then she'll be flying out with me on Sunday. So, or we're flying out the same day, same time, just different destinations.
Oh,
but yeah,
nice.
it should be. It should be good.
Yeah, man, dude, I see you day in, day out, man. Caesar's face with the red circle around your profile, dude. It's like, man, You're dude, you're an animal. It's awesome.
Well, I just use it for account. For me, it's like it's a double whammy, right? Because like I use it for accountability, but also like I just really would love to just help someone out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard, but like there's this young gentleman that was just on here right before you hopped on. Dude, he's 17 years old.
Woo-wee.
And he's making imperfect actions right now. You know, he's making mistakes. He's learning. He was on here. He was asking me to like comp 2 of the properties that he's trying to lock up. So I told him where he needs to be. I like, let's role play, blah, blah. And it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. So like something like that gets me pumped up. Like, heck yeah. Like this channel achieved its goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like some folks, obviously they're trying to market their product. They're like, hey man, like we can increase your viewers, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, but like I'm a wholesaler first, not like a YouTuber trying to pitch wholesaling. You know what I mean? It's like, this is really just to create that synergy. It's like having like in a sales office and you're like in the lion's den. You know what I mean? Like when everyone's pick up the phone, like you have to pick up the phone just because of that energy that's going on, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it reminds me of I think his name is David Cho.
David Cho, yeah.
Yeah. I like his videos. Just a little shorts and stuff because it's like a lot of newbie calls and he's sitting next to him and pumping him up. It's good shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, it's like I reflect often on what I need to improve on and identifying that. And I think like so like I've gotten 6 deals locked up, I think, since joining Titanium.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's funny because like before when I didn't have much experience talking with sellers in the beginning, I almost had more success because I just channeled RJ and I was like, I'm just going to try and talk like him, say what he says, try and think about what he would say, follow as much as I can the closer's formula. And it was kind of like beginner's luck almost, where you don't have anything in your mind. So it went well. So I locked up a bunch and then, hopefully one of the 2 or 3 right now that's still active goes through, but pretty much all the other ones fell through. And, going into it, I was like, all right, 90 days, I have to just like expect to not get shit. And it's just like, it's the learning curve and, just keep going pretty much. But I'm finding that my issue is, part of it's dispo, but then with the dispo, not just it being rural or whatever, but, locking things up a little too high. And so I think where it really comes down to in the call is just being able to justify and negotiate prices lower. And I go through, basically the calculator with the sellers, which sometimes feels like I don't have a good gauge if they're really understanding what, my thought process is, even though I'm walking them through the calculator. It's sort of like, and then sometimes I almost feel like I have to say like, look, I'm not trying to like beat you up right now. It's just like, this is the reality of, like what I'm working with. So I'm trying to help you understand my thought process behind this. It's math, not magic, yada, yada. But, just like overwhelmingly people want too high of a price and it's not justifiable with the comps. It's just like almost everyone, right? Is in my experience. So it's like, damn, like that really seems like that the key part, at least one major part that I could improve upon. And I'm wondering if you have, I don't know, like I need to revisit some of the implementation calls. And, I'm like, sort of focused on that of like, and maybe even just straight like tactics or canned things to say in those moments of like, I just feel like I don't have a ton of ammunition. We go back and forth, me and the seller go back and forth, but it's kind of just like after I explain the numbers, they'll often say something like this, like, I know my house is worth more than that. You know, like my house is X, Y, and Z. And I kind of want to validate them a little bit. Just like, you know, I personally agree with you and like your property, but the market kind of determines your value and what people will pay for it. And, you know, so I'll kind of go into that a little bit, but, you know, it's sort of a sensitive thing for them because it's their home. It's the biggest, you know, sale they're going to make. So I understand them as well. But I was just watching a thing with RJ today that he posted, I think a couple of days ago, saying, you know, when you renegotiate, it's just a business transaction. So you need to just kind of, you know, not feel bad and not say sorry to whatever, which I definitely kind of do, you know, but I'm curious if you kind of, you know, found that like hump early on in your wholesaling as well, with like getting the prices down to where you need them to be.
Yeah. Are you talking about after you locked it up, or are you talking about
the initial lockup? I'd say. I'd say afterwards is actually easier, and I don't want to do this to sellers, but it's like we've been rocking for like 10 days, and we kind of have a relationship built now, and now it's like, honestly, it's probably good to just lock them all up, you know, even if it's a little bit high, and then you have a second shot at bat. But in a perfect world, I'd be able to just achieve that in the beginning.
Yeah. So I think a couple of things you mentioned there. One is, do you ever ask that question that RJ likes to ask, which is, how did you come up with that number?
I would say I do, maybe more than half the time, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one, because it opens up like, what's their really motivation, right?
Right.
Because they can be like, oh, I got it appraised, or I'm looking at da-da-da-da-da. So another thing too, and I've been looking at my calls lately too, and one thing that I've gotten away from is really looking at the pain point and the motivation. And so I feel like maybe I've gotten so far to the left on the numbers wise versus like really looking at the motivation, right? And so the way I look at it, and I don't know if I ever explained this to you before, but you know how RJ talked about 4 different buckets, like the wrong price, wrong motivation, no motivation, right price, which is like something's wrong with the house, right? And then you have the right motivation, but those split into 2, which is right motivation, wrong price, and right motivation, right price.
Right.
So if the motivation is right, then I want to take more time and figure it out how I can get them from the wrong price bucket into the right price bucket. Because 8 out of 10, let's say you talk to 10 people with the right motivation, 8 of them are still going to have a wrong price.
Right.
2 of them are going to have the right price, right? Maybe it might be a 9-1 split. So for me is then now, okay, then how do I get them from the wrong price to the right price bucket? Maybe it happens in one call. Maybe it happens in multiple calls. Maybe it happens in 6 months. Let them get beat up by other wholesalers who lock them up too high and can't move it. Right. You know what I mean? And then at that point, it's like, hey, I was explaining this to you before. This is what I do every day.
Right.
You know? And so I guess it goes back to, what is their motivation? Because if the motivation is not there, price doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, totally.
How
are you extracting that out of them?
Yeah. So, hey, like, you know, like, especially if there's, because a lot of them, they talk their house up, right? Like, oh, it means, you know, we've done a good amount of maintenance, like, blah, blah. So I'm like, hey, it sounds like you've done a great job maintaining your house. Like, why are you looking to sell? And then obviously they'll tell me, okay, great. Hey, like, sounds like you've done a great job maintaining the house. Like, why haven't you put it up on the market? Right. So like, I'm just like little by little. And then I go, hey, what happens if you don't get the right price? Or what happens if you don't get your price in the next 30, 60, 90, 120 days?
Right.
Is this something where you can sit on it forever until you get the price that you want? Or is this something where you need to sell your property?
Right. Yeah, I almost want to say sometimes like you got to sell it, you know, and you're not going to get that price. I know you won't, but you know, so that's a tricky one too, because you know, I obviously want to like, it's like that line of like still being there on their side, but also you know, funneling them to where they need to be on price. And those two things are sometimes they feel at odds, you know. It's like
Well, something I always say too is like, actually no, I'm gonna go back because you said something earlier. I forgot who it was on YouTube. He said it. He was like, I'm actually surprised you're only asking for 150, right? Because you've lived there for 20 years, 30 years. You raise your kids, your grandkids. If anything, I thought you'd be asking for $1 million. Right now, on the other side of that coin, as a buyer, I want to buy that property for $1, right? But at the end of the day, we got to listen to the market, because let's say you're the seller and go, I understand you're saying that your house is worth 300, so fine, I'll buy it for you at 300 under one condition. And you're gonna go, what? You buy it back from me at 500. Right? Why do I say that? And I say that laughing, like with, you know, jokingly. But the point that I'm trying to make here, Abe, is at the end of the day, when I buy that property off of you and I put in the sweat equity, the time, the money, the capital to fix it, to modernize it, I have to find a buyer. And that buyer is not going to talk to you and listen that it's worth 300. Right? Or it's worth 500. That buyer is going to look on Zillow, is going to talk to realtors, and they're going to look at the comps in the area. And the comps in the area says your house, after I fix it, is worth 300, not 500.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I have to look into. And so, hey, I understand my number might not be a deal for you, and that's okay. No harm, no foul. Right? But as an investor, this is what I need to look at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So really just keep sticking back to the comps, keep going back to the facts.
To the facts. It's the facts, right? Like, hey, look, I understand why you feel like your house is worth 500. But here, let me send you this link. And it can be like homes.com, and it shows like their neighborhood. And like, and I'll send them a link for sold and for sale properties. Nothing in your neighborhood selling for over 300,000.
So you actually you send them links?
Yeah, why not?
You just text them it?
I just text it to them.
Yeah,
or I can send them right out. Yeah, whatever, like Home, Zillow, just right? Because they might be saying, "Oh, I saw this house for 500." Yeah, but it's across the freeway, 10 blocks away. I can't be looking at that.
Right. I
have to look at within your subdivision, within your neighborhood.
Yeah. It's almost like talking to them as if you're an appraiser. I mean, at the end of the day, they have we're at the mercy of the appraiser, you know. So that is the reality. That is the end, dictator of the price. So
that's it. Yeah. Right. Like I'm not. Hey, Mr. Buyer, I'm not dictating the price here. The market is. I am literally looking at what's going on in your neighborhood, how much I can sell that for. Based on how much I can sell that for, I have to look into how much it would cost me to be able to sell it at that much.
Yeah.
Right. And I just have to look into all my costs so that I can keep the lights on. So as you can see here, the rehab is $50,000. With my offer, I'm only making 40. I'm not trying to get rich off of it, but I'm just trying. I need to make sure I keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Right. Totally. Do you when they get close, I have a lot that get, within say 10, 20K.
Lock it up.
Log it up. Even at 20.
It's so close. Well, 20 might be stretching it.
Within 10, 15, and then price drop.
But let me ask you, how far did they come off when they got close to that 20?
Like from their original asking?
For
Very
the original
far.
asking.
Like
Very
pretty
far.
pretty significant, I would say.
Okay. So
Like I
for
can
me,
always get them to drop a decent amount, but you know, it's
so
like
for me,
last to get close.
For me, that's a good sign.
Right.
And here's the reason why. Think about it. If they dropped that much just by having a conversation with someone who they don't know from Adam over the phone, you don't think they're gonna come off the 20 later when that money's on the table, and you actually have ammos because you're saying, hey, this is actually what we need to fix. Here's the itemized lines. This is why I need it to be where I need to be.
Totally.
You get what I mean? So for me, I'm like, that's a good sign. I'll lock that up.
Right. And then just price drop them. Dude, I love the strategy that you had given me for price dropping. It works.
It's working, right?
It works great. I mean, I don't even like go into specific numbers as much as you do. I mean, I'm sure that builds even more credibility, but you know, it's like, yeah, it's so smart, dude. Like they said,
you're talking about wallets in Dispo, right?
Or
you're
yes.
talking about when you're locking
Wallets
up the wallet in Dispo. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because on one hand, it's like you want to be transparent, and that sort of makes it easy. I think that's a lot of people's appeal to RJ. It's like, oh, I don't have to fucking lie, you know, all the time. Like I can just be pretty transparent. At the same time, there's little white lies that we all make, right, to kind of make it seem a little more professional, and it's nothing that is I grapple with morally, but just little things, right? So it's good to also have canned things to help. So yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And then also going back to that question of yours, if they're falling in within that $10,000-$20,000 range, right? Brandon said it best when I was talking to him on the phone maybe about a month ago, and he heard it from someone. They just say, don't go so low that you get kicked out of the house. Right? So what I mean by that, and what he meant by it, is you're only $10,000, $20,000. Dude, make them feel like they won something. Give them a W.
Right.
At the end of the day, negotiating is all about W's. You win some, I win some. You win some, I win some. Right? So, bro, if they came off that much already, then do your hem and haws like, oh, this is really, really tight, Abe.
Yeah.
But here's what I can do for you. And let me know if this would work for you. All right. What I can do is I can send you an agreement for, a quick 14-day close. So that way I don't tie you up for too long. Right. If you don't feel comfortable with 14, then say 30, whatever. I don't care however many days you say. Right. But I'll send you an agreement for X amount of days. And in those days, what I'll do is I'll send my guys out there. Now, here's the thing. In order for me to make that happen, I need to get multiple bids from different contractors because I really got to drop my rehab costs down. Now, if I can get that rehab cost down to a point where you're happy with your walk away and I still make my margins on the back end, that makes it a sweet deal for me, man. If I can put a smile on you and I know that I'm still going to make my money in the back end, that's a heck of a day. Right? Now, I'm going to have to get several, not just a couple. I'm going to have to get several. So I'm going to need your help making sure that I'm able to show the properties to multiple contractors, get those bids. Now, if all those contractors are coming back to me with something else that we didn't discuss and the price point is just a little too high, then obviously we'll come back to the table, see where I need to be. If you're okay with it, we move forward. If not, no harm, no foul. We rip the contract in half. How does that sound?
Right.
Because then what you're doing is you gave them the win. You're locking them up at the price point at 30 instead of 10. Right? And you're setting them the proper expectation that there's a chance that it can come back to 10. Right? And then going back to what you said earlier, instead of being apologetic at being 10, you can be like, hey, Abe, I do this every day, and I know the contractors in the area. I know the other local investors in the area. I am very confident that it's going to be in the 10s, right? But if I can get a contractor to give me a lower bid, I'm okay at 30. But I just want you to be aware that at some point we might have to come back to the table and land somewhere between 10 and 30.
Right.
Right. But if I can get you 30 and I still make my margin, I don't care.
Right.
Hey man, if I keep my lights on, my wife happy, put some food on the table for the kids, I'm cool. I'm cool with 30. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that Tiffany? Okay, cool.
This is Abraham.
How are you?
Good, good. I'm sorry. Remind me who this is.
Jonathan with the Web Sharks.
Oh, hey, Jonathan.
Hey, I got your message yesterday. It was too late, I think, for me. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, so that's why.
Yeah, no sweat, no sweat. Yeah, I'm ready to move forward with you guys. I'm on some calls right now. Let me reach back out to you in say like an hour.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, great. I'll give you a holler.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Yep. These guys do Google PPC for $100 a pop. Never tried them. And I'm like, yeah, I think you're muted. I kept asking him, I was like, dude, how are you able to get it so low? Because everything that I've ever heard was always $200 to $300, per lead.
Yeah.
And, they're like, oh, we have like a bunch of sites, and I don't know. They do advertising for all kinds of stuff, but I'm getting 25 supposed to be Google PPC leads, 25 of them for $2,000. So I'm gonna try them and see. And they just pick. You just get like, it's like they have the counties, and if they're occupied, they only service one client for that county. But I've always wanted to try Google PPC. It's just can't get myself to shell out that much for all those fees, dude. It's crazy, man. It's like the fire up fees. Like, yeah, I'm sure you know, but it's like,
it's
it does
crazy.
sound nice. Bottom of the funnel. It's like, I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
You crush on iSpeed, right? I mean, just everything on iSpeed, pretty much.
Right now, that's where we are. But I still would rather do PPC over PPLs all day.
Yeah. Have you in the past?
We did, like January to April, we're doing PPCs. But the problem was that was from January to April, I wasn't that good yet. I mean, I was closing deals, but I just wasn't good. So I was like, man, if we just had. So now we're working our way back up to that budget, and I'm like, dude, if we get PPCs, we're gonna kill it. Because I was still learning then, you know what I mean? Like I just started in November, so in January it was like, oh my gosh. So I think it was almost like wasted PPCs, man. So that's why I still go back to those old PPCs and just to see if there's anyone that hasn't sold for whatever reason it is. You know what I mean? Like now I'm better at what I do.
How long did it take you, bro, to get pretty proficient? Because I mean, you're great, and that's sort of encouraging to hear that the first 2 months you were not that good. Because I've been in titanium at least for September, October. Yeah, so 2 months, and I'm just like, you definitely hit little different plateaus of like, okay, I'm seeing that consistently certain things aren't working and kind of making adjustments, and you kind of got to just like power through it and be analyzing your calls. And it's amazing actually how listening to your own calls, just that, it's like, holy shit, dude, I am like not listening to people. I'm like dragging it out. It's like, I'm like, dude, get on with it. It's like frustrating. You know? It's crazy.
100%, dude. I think for me, April. So you talk about plateaus. Like for me, February 17 was a pivotal moment. That's when I was watching my nephew's volleyball game, and I heard RJ's short video on one call close, right? Yeah. And I'm like, he's right. I used to do that shit all the time when I was selling insurance. Like, why don't I just apply that? and I literally texted my business partner Austin. I was like, Austin, like, you don't know the old C's, but old Caesar's coming back Monday, and I have a goal of like locking up 1 deal a day, and in 23 days I locked up 17 deals. And so for me, my first plateau was because I heard what RJ said. At that point, I started listening to his, 5 close formula. And the third reason why it hit me at that moment was because I was listening to RJ. I was listening a little bit to Eric Klein. I was listening with Flip with Rick. I was listening to so many people. And then what I realized is every single one of them, they all have a successful business. So that means their way works, right? But at that point, I didn't have enough deals in the pipeline for me to know which way works. Like what works for Caesar? I didn't fucking know. And at that point, we didn't have the profit calculator. So we were doing kind of like the 70% deal. You know what I mean? So I didn't know whether I was locking these up at the right price or not. And so literally that day when I was on the bleachers, listening to RJ, watching the volleyball game, it hit me. I'm like, I don't have any feedback. What's my market feedback? Am I locking these too high? Am I locking too low? Am I negotiating the right way? I had nothing. And so I told my partner, I told Austin, like, I'm just going to lock them up. A lot of these are probably not going to make it to the finish line, but I don't give a shit. I'm like, we're going to learn so much after these 30 days.
Right.
And so out of those 17, I think only 4 made it to the finish line. But May still our highest month out of the year still.
Interesting.
Volume. But why did it work? Because we had volume. Right? And then at that point, bro, every single deal that didn't make it to the finish line, I was $15,000 too high. So after that, I still used the same formula, and whatever my offer was, I would always just start $30,000 below. So if my calculator says 100, I'm offering 70, and I'm working my way up to 85.
You talking about the profit calculator or your own at that time?
No, this is my own calculator. This is my own underwriting before. It was just like, so then now once I did that, now more deals were making it to the finish line. I'm like, okay, this works. But there were still a lot that weren't making it. So we're like, well, why? And there were a few deals where my partners thought that I overpriced it, and then it got sold within 3 days. And so why? So then we're like, okay, so that means there's a buyer for every deal. The problem is we don't know who those buyers are, and we don't know how to market to those buyers. So that was our next plateau. We're like, okay, that's the missing link. Like, who are our buyers? We have investor lift, but now we don't know how to market these deals. We just say, oh, here's ARV, here's the price, and here's your renovation cost. And that was it. So that's when Austin was like, dude, should we sign up for Titanium? I'm like, we already made enough money just watching his YouTube shorts. I'm like, what more when we get to see his inside of his operation, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So the next plateau was the profit calculator, because the profit calculator showed me who our end buyers are and how to market it. You know what I mean? And
right.
So that's what hit us next. But because the way they underwrite things, so that kind of slowed us down a little bit too, because I was embracing the no a little too much.
Right.
So to a point where I didn't have any products on the shelves.
Right.
And I think I've said this on multiple occasions on Titaniums, like our wholesaling business literally owning a liquor store. How many liquors do you have on your shelves? You know what I mean? And if you don't have any, then how are you going to survive? So put some products on the shelves. Some of them are going to take longer. Some of them are not. Some of them. So the thing is, now we're just quick on making decisions on the dispo side, which I think and I'm not a guru yet, but I think that's where a lot of people are making the big mistakes. They're not quick on making decisions on the dispo side. Like what I mean by that is people are locking it up a little bit too high, right, to put products on the shelves, but they're not willing to do what they need to do here to price negotiate, to do whatever they need to do to get it across the finish line. They're waiting. Let's say it's a 30-day close. They don't do shit for the first 2 weeks. And then third week comes like, oh, I still haven't gotten any walkthroughs.
Right.
Well, okay, do you have it on Investor Lift? Have you been promoting it on Facebook? What marketing have you done? And let's assume for a second they have done a lot of marketing. Okay, if you've done a lot of marketing and you haven't gotten any phone call, any response, what does that tell you? Right? So I always tell people, no feedback is feedback itself. No feedback is the biggest feedback you can have.
Right.
That means you're overpriced, bro.
Yeah.
You're either overpriced or it's a wrong location. But even in a wrong location, if the price is right, you'll still get a phone call.
Right.
You get what I mean? And so if no one wants to see your property, you're overpriced. So then now, what do? They're like, well, I can't go back to price negotiate because I don't know where I need to be. Okay, well, you're gonna lose that deal 5 days from now, right? Or 10 days from now. They're like, yeah. Where do you have locked up? 500. I'm just making up numbers. And I go, and where do you think you need it to be so that you can get some feedback? He's like, oh man, I really think it needs to be at 335 or 350. All right, go blast it. What are you doing talking to me? Go blast it at 350 then.
Right.
You're like, well, I don't know if it's, bro, come back, get an offer, come back to your seller with an offer. That is the number one thing. And people are like, well, I don't want to. Well, here's the thing: if you don't do those things, you're gonna lose it 10 days from today, right? Yeah, okay. If you do these things and you go back to that seller and you go, hey, seller, I can't do 400, but I can give it to you at 340, so that you have a $10,000 fee. Let's just say that, right? At 340, that means you have two possible outcomes: either they move forward, which you get paid, or they don't. And if they don't, guess what? You're in the same fucking spot that you are right now.
Right.
By doing nothing. So then why not do something about it and give yourself a little bit more outs?
Totally.
You know what I mean? And so I know that's a little bit long-winded, but that's what I mean by a lot of times when I'm talking to people, they're not moving quick enough on the dispo to get offers to go back to the seller. Do you get what I mean? Because think about it, bro. Like, even when you're watching, sometimes I watch those real estate shows, right? Like the big shot realtors in LA, New York, right? Like Selling Sunset or whatever it's called. Like they're always negotiating. But why are they negotiating? Because they have offers. So if you have no offers, you got nothing to negotiate about.
Right.
So your main job in the dispo is to get offers as quickly as possible, so that you can go back to the seller and negotiate.
Right.
And then now people go, well, why would I negotiate if I locked it up the right way to begin with? Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that's 2 out of 10 deals. The other 8, they might be in the right motivation, but they're still in the wrong price. And they're still in the wrong price for a couple of reasons. One, because they really are in the wrong price, or they haven't told you their bottom line number.
Right. And
I'm more than willing to bet that 8 to 9 out of 10 people that you lock up, they never tell you their bottom line number. Because why would they? They'd be an idiot.
Dude, I mean, it's incredible. I've only price dropped I think 2, maybe 3, and 2 of them price dropped like a lot, you know. I mean, one of them for 45 grand and another is 20 or 25, and they took a day to think about it.
Yep.
But the next day, I mean, it's like, you know, you're already in negotiations with them. There's rapport built. it's been a week, 10 days, whatever. And, you know, they've already done some work with you. It's like they do it. And, you know, I think probably at least 50% of all these people would probably do it if you had if you didn't just fuck up the way that you negotiated with them. Granted that, like, if that was done well and it's not like an insane price, but I mean, dude, 45 grand is an insane price drop in my mind, at least.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, no.
I came back to her. I had it at 350. And then I was like, I don't think I'll be able to do it at 350, but I can try. But you don't be mad at me if I come back and I need that extra 10,000. She's like, no problem. I'm like, okay. So I have it at 340. And then I, you know, dug into it deeper and I got the ARV just way wrong. So there was just so many comps. So it's like, it was just, yeah, I fucked it up, sent it titanium. They came back and I was like, you know what? You guys are right. So the ARV, instead of being 500, is now 425. And then, so that's a big gap, you know? I was well, my seller's not going to like this, but hey, seller, you know, I know we're at 350. And I messed up the ARV. That's my fault. You know, here are the comps. This is my thinking. You know, I'm gonna need to be in like the high twos and like 280. I just gave her the real number. It's like 280. She's like, can you meet me in the middle between 350? You know, like, and I was like, I want to say yes, but I can't do it. I just can't. Cause even at like 290, it's like, you know, like 280 is the number. And then she was like, well, can you meet me at 305? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, like you were willing to come to 305 from the beginning, you know? And honestly, you know, I think she's going to she called me earlier. I missed it. I think she's going to say yes, but I honestly don't even think I'll be able to move it at 305. I don't know. Like if it was me, I wouldn't do it. You know, it's a bit of a weird, they like added on to the house. The stairwell's weird, but it's still just you know, interesting and educational as an exercise because.
So you told her 280. How if she said yes at 280, how much would you market it at?
Right. I mean, honestly, dude, maybe like an extra 6K or something.
So 286.
Yeah, but I think she's like, she basically came at 305, and I'm like, kind of just like, well, let me put in my mind, I'm like, well, let me put it out and see if someone's seeing something that I don't. The other aspect is the lot is nicer than most around. It's more land. She has 2 lots on it. It's not ripe for building another spot on it right now, but a lot of the houses in the area, there's so much variance. So I just feel like there may be someone, you know, developer or a fix and flipper that, you know, perhaps sees something that I don't. There's newer builds that sold for like, you know, 430, but they're much smaller on less land. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like, I could see it potentially moving for around 300, but, you know, if I'm a betting man, I would think it's less than 50%, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what price point do you think it moves at?
380, probably. It would
280.
280. Yeah, 280. I think it would move. Yeah.
No.
I think it would move. Yeah. I think an end buyer, like if it was me, 280, it would be like, oh, all right, let's go.
Okay.
290,
but if you told her
300, I think
290.
Okay. I told her I need 280, and she was like, basically like 305 is the lowest I could go. And I was like, well, I can try. You know, it sounds like that was kind of the end of the road. So I was like, well, I can throw it up, you know, and try at 305. And she hadn't even quite agreed to that yet. But I was like, okay, well, let me, you know, give me a couple days and I'll pass this to my partners and see if they, you know, see something that I don't right now. But I don't have super high hopes, but give me a couple days and then I'll send you the addendum. I got off the phone and was immediately like, I got to get her to sign this addendum now. So I called her back, you know, and then she said, give me the evening. So I did. And, you know, so today we're going to talk, but 305, I think, is probably her bottom line. So the thing is, she's like,
do you have any offers yet or no?
No, haven't even marketed this one yet.
You haven't marketed
because it was just way too high. But, you know, I should have. I also don't have investor lift. So it's sort of like I got to get the package ready at least to send it off to Dispo, you know, for someone to actually take the time to do that. That's sort of a side note too, man, is like, you know, you think it's worth it to pay like $500 a month to get a seat on Investor Lift to kind of JV with people for Investor Lift, or should I just be JVing with other people now to kind of like just not worry about that as much and keep, because I'm still not like amazing at acquisitions, you know? So two things poorly, it's like maybe it's best to just like do one and get a little better at it and make less, you know? But also I feel like I'm missing out on some of the educational aspects that will, you know, help me out as a whole. If, you know, if I were to do Dispo, I would learn a lot, you know?
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's a heavy loaded question because it does take a lot of time out of your day.
Dude, that's the thing. I was Dispoing and like it literally took my whole day. And I was like, I'm not even making calls anymore. And so
100%. Because just because you have Investor Lift, for example, doesn't mean you don't have to make phone calls anymore. Like Tom makes 100 phone calls a day calling sellers, text messaging, so forth and so forth. Right. And so yeah, dude, like, so yes and no. Like, I think if you join, let's say you get a seat at Investor Lift, maybe you have someone with you that will do the Dispo.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then do it that way.
Bring someone on.
Bring them on, and you pay them a commission.
Right.
Right. Just say it's obviously it's full commission based, but I'm bringing in all the capital. You're not paying for Investor Lift. I am. I just need you to just call buyers and move these deals, or just JV it, and go from there. Especially JV it with someone who's going to give you feedback. You want to make sure you JV with someone who's going to give you feedback on why you need to price drop, where you need to be. Make sure they give you ammo. You want to make sure they give you ammunition to go back to the seller to go, hey, I need you to be at this price point, and here's the reason why. So that I think those are the good JV partner. So I'm going back to what I was saying. So like for example, like that, bro. Like let's say I go 305, and let's just say I'm like in my gut, I'm like I know this thing moves at 299 or whatever, right? Or 290. Dude, I'll just go ahead and mark it at 299. Right? The 305 is not bad. You mark it at 305 and then you drop it down to 290. That's a $15,000 drop. So that's the thing. Like one thing we've learned is if you put something way too high, one, you get no response, no one wants to look at it. And then when you do a big price drop, it's still no one wants to take a look at it because now they're going to go, man, these guys are wahoos. They don't even know what the heck's going on. Right. So whatever the price drop is on Investor Lift, it's got to make sense, right? Like, so if I know this thing's going to move at 295 and I have it at 305, I'll probably lock it. I'll probably put it on either 305 and then drop it to 299 within 1 week, within 4 days.
Right.
299. I just want to get an offer, right? Or I'll start at 299 and then I'll get an offer at 295. Now I get to go back to that person and go, hey man, I needed to be at 285 for this, and here's the reasons why. I don't ask for the price drop until I get, you already know my style. I don't ask for the price drop until I have an offer, but I condition the mind saying, hey, here are the offers that I'm getting. And I'm not dropping my pants, bending over right away, but here's just the feedback that I'm getting, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, because I hate asking for a price drop and then all of a sudden I'm still too high.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's the shitty part.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, so like, because that's kind of one little issue I'm dealing with right now is like, this is the perfect example of, I don't have Investor Lift. I mean, that's sort of an excuse. I could have been marketing it on Facebook and other places, right? But I'm like, okay, let me wait till I get it at an appropriate price. So I do the price drop, but then I won't really have another opportunity probably to price drop again. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, and you already have it locked up?
I have it locked up at like 350. and then she's probably about to sign for 305. But I think it's close, you know. I feel like it needs to be, I mean, in my mind, it needs to be like 280 to 290.
Yeah. I think one thing,
if I had put it on, then I could at least get some offers like you were saying, and then come back with confidence that I have.
Can you do a novation on it or no? Does it need a lot of work done or not?
Kinda. I think so.
Okay.
Well, it's like, I think so. It needs a standing, like an above ground pool, I think, demolished and removed. It needs a roof. It needs the stairwell that goes up into the second floor addition. That needs to be redone. So kind of, I don't know how much work like the stairwell is, but it doesn't sound to me like the easiest thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like two of the stairs at the bottom are like real small and narrow, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's like an overhaul of that whole thing is what I think. But
when is the close of it?
On the 30th of this month.
30th this month. Okay, so you got time. Bro, post it up on Facebook group. You know, create a Google Dispo sheet. Go on investor base is cheap. I think you get like 7 free day trial. Look up all the buyers and then send it to them with your Google Dispo sheet. Market it at 305 and see if you get any bites. If you don't get any bites, drop it right away to 295. You know what I mean? Or if you want to start at 299, I mean, you know your calculator. So if you know that it moves at 290, start at 295. Get an offer, dude. Because when you have an offer, you have leverage.
Yeah.
Right now everything is hypothetical, and then that's when it gets hairy.
Totally.
Right? Because then you get them to sign an amendment. But why are you getting them to sign an amendment if you don't have an offer yet? You know what I mean? And this is why I go, hey, this is where everyone's coming in. I could try to get you to 305, but I just want to, let me keep working for you. Let me keep working. Like, look, we still have till the 30th. Let me keep working for you. But I just want you to understand, like, everyone's coming in around this price point.
Yeah. Should I just tell her, let's hold off on signing the new price until I get firm feedback?
Yeah, just say, hey, I'm still working hard for you. I'm still getting some feedback. Let me see if I can get you closer to your number. But I just want you to know, like, this is the feedback that I'm getting. But I came across some folks that may be able to do it. Like, I can't promise you anything, but let's just hold off on it.
Keep trying.
Dude, she's gonna be so happy because she's like, oh, this guy's actually willing to work harder for me. Okay, cool.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's your job to go get an offer. Just get an offer.
Right.
I don't care where it is, get an offer.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because then once you have an offer, someone goes, oh, $299? Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I'll do a walkthrough. Now you have walkthroughs. Once you have walkthroughs, they come back to you. They go, hey, man, I need it to be at this number because of XYZ. A lot of times they won't tell you XYZ. They'll just say, I need it. Then it's up to you to go.
So you think that I should price it at what exactly I think it will move at? A little bit more than what I think it would move at. I should not
because everyone's
yeah.
If you think it's going to move at 280, then price it at 295 because you know what I mean, or 289 because it's going to come down to 280.
Don't favor what she is asking for. Favor what it will move at.
Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to move it.
Totally.
I'm just thinking like,
yeah, it's just she said 305 is my bottom line. So in my mind, I'm like, if I don't get that number, probably not going to happen. But just get the offer that I think I can get and then come back to her. And if I can, then we're good. And if not, then fuck anyway. So whatever.
You're fucked anyway. Exactly. Yeah, you got nothing to lose, but you're giving yourself an out. Because when it comes to that negotiation table and you go, hey, Jane, I know 305 is your lowest, but here's the situation. I've emailed X amount of people. I've talked to X, Y amount of people. I've texted.
You know what? I think she'll do that.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. Because you're right.
The question is,
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just say that's not her lowest number.
I don't
That's why.
think it is.
Because she came down so much and she was like, well, can we meet? Well, here is the situation. She owes, I think, 95, and she's wanting to get a new house that she wants to pay cash for, $200K to $250. So she's trying to walk away with like 210 ish. But I mean, there's a little wiggle room there. It's like, Miss Suzanne, you might need to buy $180,000 house instead of a $200,000 house. Still not the end of the world for her, you know? So I think there's a good chance, maybe not for sure, but there's a good chance she would take that.
And where is she buying?
Somewhere in Texas.
Does she want it to be turnkey?
Yes.
Okay. So then now here's the next level. Next level is be a wholesaler and go look for a turnkey property that you can lock up at 200 for her.
Right.
You know, like we're in Texas. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, because if you can find her a property, like you just gave me her problem.
Yeah.
So if you can solve that problem, hey, look, I know I didn't get you 385. I got you 285. But here's the good news. I also found a property in the location that you wanted to be at this price point. Bro, you can get a double dip on that.
Yeah.
You can get a fee on selling hers, and you can get a fee on selling the other one.
Right. Are you saying just go on Facebook pages and ask wholesalers basically to find the property?
Yeah.
Just anyone,
do that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, I have an end buyer looking for this.
Right.
This is what I need. And then people are going to reach out to you. Just be like, hey, here's the situation that I'm at. I'm wholesaling her property, but her property would only be sold if I can find her a turnkey property at this price point. Can you help me out?
Right. And then I ask a fee for that.
Well, yeah, because you're bringing in a buyer.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm almost like, I tried to find a property for another gal a while back. And I was, asking people, I was like, $2,000 finder's fee if you can get that property, because she would not sign anything until she felt like she had a good prospect of a property. So it's sort of like, I'll pay someone $1,500 if they can find that. So I had people going out for that.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. You could either JV or you can say, hey man, just pay me a referral fee for finding you a buyer. I just really want to help. However you want to spin it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the way I'm looking at it is, let's say that property does move at 285, like you're saying, right? And then she owes 95. So that means she has 190. Okay, so then now start blasting Facebook looking for a place in Texas or whatever the county is for $180,000 properties. Light rehab to turnkey properties for 185. Right. Yeah, and then you sell it to her for 190. Then you get your fee. You get a small fee. You get what I mean?
Yep.
At the end of the day, you're solving. You're providing a solution.
Right.
So that's a possibility too, bro.
Right.
What if you find her a seller finance deal, dude?
I asked her about that, and she said
no. What I'm saying is, what if you find her a seller finance deal? What if you find her maybe not at that price point, but like, hey, here's the situation. I can sell your property. I've got a buyer to partner with me on this one. We're ready to move forward at this point. Now, I know your problem is that you need a new place. I've got good news for you. I was able to negotiate a place for you if you like it. And guess what? You get to buy this property and keep the majority of your money in your pocket. Well, what do you mean by that, Abe? Because I was able to negotiate on owner finance in favorable terms for you.
Right.
Now you can put the proceeds in your bank account and then just withdraw from it every month to pay your monthly mortgage.
Right.
You don't have to get pre-approved. It's owner finance, meaning that the seller's financing it. It's bank of the seller, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, like you've got a lot of things here. You just got to kind of like step outside the box for a second. Go, how do I solve this?
I said that pretty much exact thing to her about the seller finance homes.
Oh,
that's
for her to
usually
buy.
yeah. Because that's very usually. Well, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be looking for houses for you. Sometimes I come across like seller financed homes. Is that something you're interested in? And they'd be favorable terms, better interest rates than what you could get with just standard rates right now. And she was saying that she wants to pay cash and just be done with it, entirely, which is gonna open up her options way more, because the sellers will want to do that. But I'm like, are you understanding what I'm saying though? Like, you get a great deal, you'll still have all your money, you set aside enough so you're good for the house, and it's about the rate and all that. But I don't think she, like, in her mind, I think she's just like wants to be done with it,
Yep.
Get all cash, and probably she has like, no job and bad credit and whatnot. So she's like, well, I won't qualify for this. I don't know if she fully understood maybe the
exactly
aspect.
But I think you have options, man. And so
right.
I think the one thing, the one thing I'll just tell you is, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. When you lock up a deal a little bit overpriced, where you're quote unquote manufacturing a deal, because sometimes you lock it up a little bit overpriced, but you're not manufacturing it because there's that window that you have, right? And there are times when I say you, I don't mean you, but like wholesalers will really lock it up way too high, where it's like, okay, now you're manufacturing it. But either way, you gotta be honest with yourself on what you have in front of you and do the right thing on the dispo side. Because if you don't, you're dead in the water. Like right now, you're kind of dead in the water because you're not moving. Granted, you still have 2 weeks. Well, more than 2 weeks. So make good use of it. Move it around. Do what you need to do to do that, right? So if you want to do all the dispo, do that. If you want to JV with someone, do whatever you need to do. But you gotta get some type of you gotta get walkthroughs. I don't know if you've had walkthroughs yet, but if you haven't,
I've gotten I got a realtor to walk it, and I almost feel a little guilty, But I was like, I hit, dude. Sometimes I'll hit up realtors and just be like, hey, looking to buy this as a fix and flip. About to get it under contract. Looking for a realtor to list it, and I'm also confused on comps. It's a tricky area. Can you help me out? 5 minutes, whatever. And hey, I'll pass some work if I ever have the opportunity for it, But then she was like, oh, pretty gung ho about it. And I was like, well, you're nearby. Would you mind taking some photos, And she's like, yeah, no problem. So she cruised over there, and I'm like, damn, I could just do this. But so I don't know. Like, feels so good. At least I could just, at the end of it, my plan is if it sells, and maybe even if not, just throw her some cash, right? The realtor, no matter what. But she took only videos and like no photos, which is like the opposite. So I'm like, I mean, it's good, but I think people want some photos. So it's just kind of a weird situation. But so I've gotten that one walkthrough, and then that's when I called her, like a day after that, just be like, hey, ARV is real hot. Like, I was way off, like, my bad, About that bottom line again. But I'll hit her up and just tell her that I'm gonna hunt for a house for her, and give me more time to see if I can do better for her for the price.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Did you tell her that you would have you told her that you would hunt a house for her to begin with, or no?
Not in like this big full commitment sort of way, but I
probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know the rapport that you have with her, right?
Pretty good.
But what I'm saying is do it on the background.
I see.
Without telling her, because then it becomes a surprise.
Right.
Versus because right now you might be over promising, and then you're going to end up under delivering.
Right.
You get what I mean? Your main goal is to move her property.
Right.
The solution that you and I talked about, that's between you and yourself. You don't need to include her on that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I don't want.
When you have something, then you come back and you go, boom, here's the offer that I have, and here's the house that I found for you.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
So that sounds a lot better than you telling her you're going to do it, and then you fall short. Because what if you don't find that?
Right.
So you don't want to open up the can of worms that you don't need to be opening up.
I always learn a lot, dude. It's good shit.
Cool.
You're the man,
bro.
dude.
I learn a lot too, man. So thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
No, really, like you obviously you know you're a fucking smart dude, so I gain a lot. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Thanks, man. Well, hopefully you join more often from time to time.
I will.
I'm pretty much on here when you're doing your thing too. So I know it's pretty late now wherever I call. So I think I'm gonna hop on tomorrow because I'm gonna take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. So I figured out hopefully I can lock up a deal today and tomorrow. You know, to make up for the 3 days I'm gonna miss out next week.
Right. All right. Yeah, I might hop on. Sunday is the one day that I try and force myself to not do anything. But if you're
same here. Same here.
It's like you gotta, dude. And then that whole Sunday, I'm just like thinking about work, you know.
Yeah,
like, And I'm like, should I listen to this pod? You know, it's just like shouldn't. But then a whole fucking time I'm thinking about it anyway. It's like you got to do that. Man. Gotta do that shit.
No, I 100%. I'm only doing it because I'm out for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I was like, you know, I might as well that will be my Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're an animal, dude.
All right, cool, man. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it, and I always enjoy chatting with you, man.
Likewise, brother. Thanks for the hang. Talk to you soon, man.
Cool. Later, man.
Adios.
Bye.